Tappei has just released Arc 9 Chapter 18, and this video will be a summary of the chapter. Highly recommend you check out my Arc 9 Chapter 17 video. Anyways, let's begin. The story unfolds, a tale of a lonely struggle, an inescapable regret, a history treated with care and respect. Even after voicing it all, the resolve to move forward without letting go was fragile. A price must be paid, the witch said. There was going to be a cost when he left the dream world. Despite being charming and smelling of flowers, she manipulated and guided everything according to her will. Fine, I've made my decision. The first demand was forgetting the witch after leaving the tea party. Echidna, the witch, then touched the handkerchief. The handkerchief was given by Petra before heading to the sanctuary. They wanted to scream, but they had no throat. They wanted to throw themselves and beg the witch to stop, but they had no body. The witch says that the price has been paid, and she awaits his next arrival. He then left the tea party, and as Echidna said, his memories of Echidna stayed. He wonders where Emilia is. Subaru panics. Emilia should be next to him. That's always been what's happened. He rushed out of the tomb, and he noticed shadows. The sanctuary was engulfed in shadow. The work of a more terrifying witch, the Witch of Envy. He wanted to scream. This was part of a history that couldn't be erased. So it does seem that Petra is viewing Subaru's Book of the Dead, where he dies by, of course, he uses Petra's handkerchief to kill himself. So yeah, Petra's seeing the one death where Petra's handkerchief killed Subaru. The scene changes. Aldebaran, recognizing the voice, looks up. Heinkel panics, saying that the voice belongs to Reinhardt's master, Felt. He is shocked, and he asks, weren't they supposed to be hidden? The circumstances weren't favourable. Aldebaran just updated his matrix 15 seconds ago, meaning he only had 15 seconds before the ambush occurred. Very little time for counterplay. Ye says that they should probably sacrifice Heinkel, but Heinkel says that they want him dead, since if he is dead, Reinhardt could become the leader of the Astria household. Ye says that's an even better sacrificial pawn to use then. Ye is of course told to not joke, but in reality, it wasn't a joke. Ye was composed, unlike Al and Heinkel. Even if Al died 1,000,000 times, he would never be as composed and collected as her. Al states he will head out first. Heinkel is confused, since of course Ye is the ninja. Ye asks Al if this is the correct choice, and Al confirms it. Ye says that Al managed to secure Volcanica as an ally, and to trust him. This showed that Al wouldn't go down without a fight. However, in reality, Al didn't really have a plan. The first thing he had to do was see how many enemies there were and assess their strength. Al then steps out, and he is commended on his guts. As the tree cleared, there was an open field, and Al could see Felt standing there. Al already factored in her strength. The Felt camp had Ezo, Kebner, Reinhard, the twins, the 3 thugs, and Felt. 3 of them, one of the twins, Ezo and Reinhard, were already dealt with, and Felt was not stronger than Priscilla. However, Al chuckles and asks if this is a joke. Looking beyond, he sees a 500-man army facing him. The scene changed. Even if Felt's conditions changed, she now had food and shelter. Nice things. Her character didn't change, however. She honed her survival skills. She had a keen eye, quick feet, unshakable courage, and instinct sharpened from the life living in the slums. She continued to refine those skills. The reason for this is because she needed to be prepared if she faced another situation like the Bowel Hunter, Elsa. However, even if she improved, she couldn't outpace Reinhardt. However, it was these keen instincts that allowed her to note a strange set of circumstances. Reinhard states he needs to go to the uglier sand dunes. Felt states that's where he is the weakest. Reinhard confirms it, saying that the miasma does weaken him, but others are in the Petelguese watchtower, so he has to go. Felt accepted that, but needed Reinhard to accept her next proposal. Felt asks Reinhard to not go in alone, but Reinhard is resistive. Felt states that Reinhard prevents her from being reckless, but he has to run in headfirst into danger. Felt then realizes something doesn't add up. Dragging out Volcanica would obviously create a scene. This scene would obviously guarantee that Reinhard would show up. Felt reckons that the bucket head is behind it. By the way, Felt calls Al Buckethead. I just call him Al. So when I say Al, just substitute in the word Buckethead. Felt squints. The uglier sand dunes and Volcanica, both countermeasures for Reinhard. Reinhard states it's fine. He has to go regardless. Felt says that she won't stop Reinhard. It's an obvious trap, and she will clean up his mess. The three thugs enter, stating that they've secured a dragon carriage. The scene changes. We see that Reinhard carried the dragon carriage with the others from the capital to the sand dunes, taking a quick detour to the Astria domain. Reinhard then of course dashed off to the sand dunes. Even with the wind blessing, Felt never wants to take a ride like that again. After 30 or so minutes, Reinhard was of course pitted against the Witch of Envy. Al had obviously come up with countermeasures. Rom, hearing that the Witch of Envy was released, says that Al must be crazy, because even he wouldn't come up with a plan like that. Felt, however, says that Aldebaran, even though he's a bit unusual, is no weirder than, say, Felix or Subaru, and that Aldebaran isn't crazy. Felt wonders if Priscilla's death caused Al to become suicidal, and that meant that he wants to destroy the world and take everything down with him. Of course, she is shocked that Priscilla died, since Priscilla seemed to embody light and vitality. Since she was of course a royal candidate, Felt obviously heard the news of Priscilla's death. Felt crosses off the world destruction angle, because Reinhard is still alive. If destroying the world is the goal, you would need to defeat Reinhard and remove him from the board. However, the Witch of Envy is the ideal scenario, but Aldebaran didn't use the Witch of Envy to defeat Reinhard. He escaped. The three thugs state that even if the Witch of Envy is held down by Reinhard, Volcanica is still loose and they can't fight Volcanica. Felt knows this and states they can flee if they want to, but Rom says they will follow Felt. The three thugs are also silent, showing that they will follow Felt, and Felt is proud of them. Felt then says anyone who messes with Reinhard will be given hell. The scene changes. Their decisions were swift. They knew Reinhard was pinned down, and heard that Volcanica appeared in the city of Merula. Felt and Rom discussed this. What was the intention? To create a scene, to show the world that they had Volcanica on their side. Soon after, Volcanica would then be spotted heading north, implying that Aldebaran was also heading north. But Rom and Felt also discussed this. What would be the point? Dragons can fly high above the clouds. If people can spot Volcanica going north, that means that Volcanica is flying low, being seen by the naked eye, meaning that they want Volcanica to be spotted. If not, they could just fly high in the sky and not be spotted. In other words, Volcanica is a decoy, meaning their true intention is to go either south or east rather than north. Felt and Rom decided on where they would put their troops. The Astria domain had its own soldiers, not many due to Reinhard's strength. Not only that, Felt gathered criminals from her time in Flanders, the leaders of the underworld who amassed 500 troops to fight alongside Felt. With their troops, they headed to the forest and shouted, "I know you're there, come out." The scene changes. Al laughs, 500 people. He expected 5. This was 100 times worse. than his expectation. Al commends Felt. Someone in only a year was worthy of being classified as a rival by Priscilla herself. Al thanks Felt for the warm welcome, but wonders if they should be here instead of helping Reinhardt, but Felt interrupts him. Al wanted to have a battle of wits to get information. Felt says that she will shut his big mouth. From the bushes, a person flew out and kicked Al in the neck and then swept his legs. Al fell and started blacking out. He saw his attacker, Grassus. This was Flam's twin sister. Grassus then says that this is for Flam. Before Al passes out, he tells Grassus that her sister isn't dead, before biting down on the poison pill. Not even Reinhardt could stop Al's self-destructing behavior. The best killer of Aldebaran is Aldebaran himself. "Hey Buckethead, I know you're in there." Al came to his senses. Heinkel freaks out. Al composes himself. He expected 5 people. Felt, the younger twin, the 3 thugs, and Rom. What he was against was 500 people. He hates this sort of tactic. The battle between Felt and Al began. So for those wondering, where are they fighting? They are just a bit sort of southwest from the Agria Sand Dunes. So if you look at the map, I'll put it on screen now if you want to look at the map, you can sort of see where they're located, just southwest of the Agria Sand Dunes, which is right next to the Astria territory. So this confirms that Petra is probably looking at Subaru's Book of the Dead, which is quite interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.